In this SnowRunner video, it's time to look at the least capable, but still lovable, trucks in SnowRunner. Usually I spend my time making videos about trucks I really like, or making videos about trucks that you guys really like that I have to pretend to like. No, I'm just kidding. Like the Azov 64131, no, I'm just kidding. But today, it's all about the least good trucks in SnowRunner. Now this is not a video to hate on some of the quirkier and least useful trucks in SnowRunner. I actually love pretty much every truck in this game. It's just they're noticeably inferior in one way or another, and I thought it'd be quite cool to talk about this. Because, you know, this kind of video might actually lead to certain trucks being boosted. So who knows, make your opinion known in the comments below, and maybe, just maybe, the Don 71 will get the tyres of the mighty twin steer. Okay, let's not go that far. If one opinion is going to get me death threats and eggs thrown at the ATribeCalledCars castle, it's putting the Khan Loaf in this list, which I've done. Yet here it is, looking like butter wouldn't melt, but don't be deceived, for this vehicle needs some serious developer loving. On paper, it should be a beast. The tyres are big, the snorkel makes it look like a tiny house, it has loads of ground clearance, and it also has always on all-wheel drive and diff lock. All great things, plus it can have a multitude of frame add-ons. It's just that its engines, even the best one, would struggle to punch their way out of a very damp paper bag, making it less effective at off-roading than it looks like it should be. It also loves to tip over, although it's by no means the worst truck for this issue. Honestly, I use the Loaf and its awesome skin quite a lot of the time. I just wish it was more capable, then I would use it more of the time. I mean, it's basically a submarine. Another Scout, except this one is even worse. Not to look at, I actually find the Scout 800 quite an endearing thing. Not only that, it can be unlocked early, and has a roof rack frame add-on, which can also be used rather early in the game. That makes it newbie friendly, but its ground clearance, big tyres and narrow design make it more prone to falling over than someone who's had 16 pints of cider and a packet of crisps. Honestly, roads you thought were flat become hilly paths of death / inconvenience. Yes, you can reduce the suspension height and make it less likely to fall over and die. But then that's the same with all trucks, except that pretty much all trucks can do what the Scout 800 can do, but faster and better. Therefore, it's more of a novelty option than a serious one. Ooh, controversial, a Kolob in the list. Well, there's an argument to be made against a lot of the heavy trucks in this game, as some of them can only have a high saddle, although to be fair, there is a 5-slot cargo trailer coming that will make this less of an issue. But it's also the fact the Kolob 74941, which used to scrape along the floor, but they improved the collision detection system, is also slow and expensive. In fact, for one of the most expensive trucks in SnowRunner, it does the least. Even the Kolob 74760 is better because it makes up for being slow with always on all-wheel drive and diff lock. Having to switch the latter on in low gear actually slows the 74941 down even more. It'd be great then if it made up for a lack of speed with off-road brilliance, but it doesn't even do that either. The 74941 does, however, look like an absolute beast. I just wish the devs would give it a slight buff, as a truck this large and military focused should be more useful, especially when compared with the likes of the Azov 73210 and the Taiga 646, aka the Taiga King. I could have put a number of highway trucks in the list, not because they're necessarily bad, but because SnowRunner is basically 98% mud and snow, and probably 0.5% tarmac. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but my point is that there is very little tarmac in the game. And without tarmac, the Transstar 4070A, complete with a lack of all-wheel drive and diff lock, begins to look a bit, well, weak. In addition, the tyres are a little on the small side, there's no raised suspension option, and the bumpers actually reduce ground clearance. Oh, and it's also allergic to mud. Yes, it can have a sideboard bed or flatboard bed, a crane and a trailer, which is actually a combination that's quite rare in SnowRunner. But it's not as capable as the trucks in its class or in general. Also, I think it looks a bit rubbish, but then beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? And lastly, but not leastly, is that a word? is the Don 71, the mafia-named Russian master of making life difficult. It's SnowRunner's equivalent of tying your hands behind your back, your legs behind your head, and drinking 16 pints of cider. I actually wanted to love it. I mean, it looks cute, and small trucks are actually quite rare in this game. But the 42-litre fuel tank is a little limiting, even though you can have an add-on to kind of counteract that. The 35-inch tyres are largely ineffective, and it lacks the torque to pull a trailer. And if you do try, it's going to run out of fuel pretty fast. Not that it needs to pull things, you could argue, because it's a scout truck. And that's true, but the Lada Niva base truck, complete with switchable all-wheel drive and diff lock, loves to fall over and is just too unwieldy to really benefit from its small size. You could use the Don 71 for fun or the novelty factor, and you'll probably cry and laugh in equal measure. But for getting stuff done, pretty much anything else would be better. And that's it for this video. Basically, all trucks can be useful if you know what you're doing. These are just the 5 that I think need the most love from the developer. Let me know your worst trucks in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care, bye.